This week, we are exploring the archetypal gesture of pull and how to make it actable through veiling and unveiling right after this. Hi, the Inspired Actor here. If you're new to this channel, we are dedicated to helping actors become better artists by offering these quick, roughly 10-minute acting lessons. We try to post these weekly, so if you want to see more videos like these, go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified as soon as they come out. Also, take a moment before you forget and hit that like button, as it really helps me out. And if you know people who might like these videos, please don't hesitate to share them on your social media outlet of choice. In my last video, I talked about the archetypal gesture of push, as well as some important thoughts about what an archetypal gesture is and why it's important to have the same form for every actor to draw from. If you missed that one, I'll put a card up there in the corner for now, as well as post a link to it in the notes, so you can give that a watch later if you like. But as a quick review, an archetypal gesture is a quick and easy way to explore different tactics and objectives for your character using a kind of physical sculpture we create through movement consisting of certain universal human concepts. It is based on directionality, flexibility of use, and simplicity of form, and should be repeatable by most actors. Remember also that the archetypal gesture is only a basic component of what Michael Chekhov calls a psychological gesture, and that the movement only becomes useful to the actor when a quality is added to combine the physical outer action with a psychological inner action. By exploring different archetypal gestures, we can make discoveries about what objective or tactic seems most truthful to us in the moment, and ultimately find dynamic, interesting, and surprising choices on stage and in film. So first, here are step-by-step instructions on how to do the pull AG. Begin in a neutral stance. Feet shoulder width apart, arms at your side, chest open and radiating. Inhale. Lunging forward, reach your hands in front of you and imagine that you are grabbing hold of a rope. The hand on the side of your body that has stepped forward should be in front of your other hand. Your weight should be favoring the front leg. And exhale through the following. With a feeling of ease, pull this imaginary rope towards yourself so that your hands end at the opposing hip. During this pull, change your weight to the back leg and straighten your front leg without locking the knee. Keep the back leg bent. Using your creative imagination, imagine that the pull gesture doesn't end at the end of the physical movement, but continues through your radiating energy. Once you sense the gesture is at an end, return to neutral. Do not rush the ending of the gesture or let it continue after you feel it has concluded. That is the full archetypal gesture of pull. I want to stress a few things that you should think about and take note of as you're doing this gesture. First, you should be using and be aware of your full body as you are doing this gesture. Every part of your body should be activated and energized throughout the movement. That means that prior to you even doing the gesture at all, I invite you to bring your attention to your body as a whole and each individual part of it so that it will be primed for you to make discoveries throughout the movement. What I like about this technique, and the thing that first drew me to it, was that it forces me, the actor, to focus on my whole body as I perform, as well as the action I am performing and the effect it is having on my scene partner. I, like so many actors, tended to be very cerebral in my process and sometimes found myself acting from the neck up, ignoring the rest of my instrument. What actors tend not to realize is that even if it is not seen by the audience or picked up by the camera, we are still connected wholly and entirely to our bodies, and that our bodies are still informing our acting. If even one tiny part of our body is not in the scene with us, then the entirety of our performance can come off as untruthful and false. Think of it like this. Let's say I'm watching a giant Shakespearean scene with 20 people on stage at the same time. The lead is acting his heart out, the supporting players are all in it to win it, they're all superb actors who are living truthfully in the moment doing a fantastic job. There are actors in small bit parts too. And they too are marvelous, just living the moment in as truthful a way as could be imagined. In fact, everyone is doing an amazing job, except one dude, stage right, playing a guard. He has no lines. He only needs to stand there, listen to what is being said on stage, and react truthfully to the moment while giving focus to where the focus needs to be. But he's not doing that. He's looking for his buddies in the audience, flashing them a peace sign, and is absolutely not playing the role and living in the same moment that everyone else is. Gradually, the audience begins to notice this. Some snicker to themselves, some whisper and point. Many try their best to ignore him and focus on the action of the play, but the fact is that this one person has managed to damage the truthfulness of the entire scene because he wasn't in it with everyone else. This is why theater and film are considered ensemble arts, because everyone in the audience is contributing to the whole of the performance. And just as it is with the ensemble of the cast and crew, so too is it with the ensemble of your body. Great acting means acting from your head to your toes. Every part of your body energized and filled with creative energy. Every part of it should be acting in concert towards each objective and tactic you are playing from one moment to the next. Even the tiniest part of your body has the possibility to spark your creative energy and inform your choices one way or another. It is important that we hone our awareness of our body and train ourselves to listen to the data we are receiving, because the more we do this, the greater our ability to make subtle changes in our acting towards the goal of an even more truthful performance. Truth is everything in our work. So, long story short, focus on your whole body if you can. Second, I invite you to really be aware of your breath through these exercises. You should be inhaling on the preparation and exhaling on the action. This entire movement should be done in one breath, and that breath should be filled with a feeling of ease. You should not find yourself straining or out of breath at this point. This should not hurt or exhaust you. Do only what your body can actually do. Now, as we did with push, play with the phrase, happy birthday. Again, you should do the action of the gesture, then on the radiation, say the line, happy birthday. For example, happy birthday. I urge you to go back to the previous video and do the entirety of the exercises I showed you during the push gesture, only this time doing it with pull. Now here's the thing, Michael Chekhov says that we should never let our audience see the gesture. He compares it to an architect showing people the scaffolding of the building they have designed, rather than the completed masterwork. That's what archetypal and psychological gestures are for the actor, the scaffolding upon which the actor builds the part. It would be silly and confusing for the audience to see your gestures, just as it would be dangerous and confusing for a person off the street to begin renting a space in an unfinished building. The archetypal gesture is our technical secret. It is a tool for the actor to use towards the goal of inspired acting, not the end in itself. So how do we not let the audience see the gesture? Well, quite simply, we hide it. We do this by veiling the physical gesture psychologically, turning it from a tangible physical action into an intangible psychological action. Here's an example. Practice doing the pull gesture with the text happy birthday until you hit on something you like. You don't have to overthink this or anything. Just find something that seems interesting and repeatable right now. Remember to use your full body and breath. Execute the entire gesture and say happy birthday on the radiation and not before. Do this as many times as necessary to really imprint the feel of the gesture in your mind and body. It should be easy to remember the feeling of executing the gesture with text and how that has sparked your creative impulses. Once you think you have it, begin to make the physical movement a tiny bit smaller while still keeping a moving image of your execution of the full gesture in your mind's eye. Don't lose any of the inner or unseen strength of the gesture. Just allow yourself to gradually veil the gesture so that it is less visible to others. I want to stress that making the physical action smaller should in no way affect the quality or creative energy of the gesture. It needs to remain pure in your creative imagination, and its inner strength needs to maintain its potency. Keep repeating the gesture with the
Happy
line,
birthday.
gradually making the physical action smaller while maintaining the feeling of the gesture as it was done fully unveiled. If you begin to lose the image, don't be afraid of going back, doing the full physical gesture again until you are ready to veil it once more. Don't feel the need to rush or get to a fully veiled gesture right away. That skill will come with practice. For now, gradually keep making the gesture smaller and less visible until you come to a place where it is fully veiled and completely psychological. Again, so much of this depends on the actor honing and developing their imagination. In our work, we are living in imagination at all times. We are imagining that our scene partner is not just another actor sharing a stage or set with us, but our lover, our mother, our son. We have to imagine that we are not standing under hot lights on some soundstage or in a theater, but that we are in our home or on a distant planet or in a dream. We have to imagine that we are not hungry or tired or frustrated at the day's events, but that we are in love and so happy we might dance or sing or fly to the moon. We actors constantly live and work in the world of our imagination. And the greater your imaginative abilities, the greater potential for you to find truthful, dynamic, exciting moments on stage and in film. I hope this helps. Next time, I will be covering the archetypal gesture of lift, as well as a few more tips to get the most out of your acting. So if you want to be the first to be notified when it posts, I invite you to hit that subscribe button. Let me know how things are going for you in your work, and if you are using these exercises at all in the comments. Until next time, colleagues, I'll see you guys later.